Hi, it's Mr. O'Sullivan. Welcome to lesson 11, not 11, sorry. Welcome to lesson 9-3, Piecewise Functions Algebraically and Evaluating on a Graph. So just before we head in, today is Tuesday, so happy Tuesday. I just wanted to give you a heads up, Miss Townsend. I decided that you will be having a short quiz on Thursday, and it will just cover what we've done the past few days. Tomorrow you're going to have a quiz review that basically mirrors the difficulty of your quiz. And then on Thursday, you have your quiz, and Friday, you have a makeup day. That's all we're doing. And then next week, we're going to explore function shifts, and you're going to be using Desmos every single day next week. There's not going to be many video lessons, but you'll be using Desmos. So let's make sure that we're ready to use Desmos next week. So for our first model problem, we want to evaluate the following piecewise function f of x for the given values of x. So if you remember in the previous videos, the first thing I do is I take out my different colored markers and I outline each different piece of my piecewise. You're also going to notice that it says if. If is just another thing we throw in there to make it look a little fancy, but in reality, it's still the exact same thing we've been dealing with. So now that we color-coded our pieces, we're going to go on to the evaluating part. Question 1 says evaluate f of -4. So the first thing we need to ask ourselves, is -4 larger than 6? Nope. Is -4 in between -2 and 6? Nope. So by default, is -4 smaller than -2? Winner, winner, chicken dinner. So when I plug in -4, all I'm going to get is a 5. And that's your final answer. The reason why 5 is your final answer is because there is no x attached to it. We call this a constant function. So it's basically always going to be a 5 regardless of the number you plug in. Now we're going to go on to our next example, f of 8. You should be trying to do this one by yourself. But if you're still stuck, we have to ask ourselves the question, is 8 less than -2? Nope. Is 8 in between -2 and 6? Nope. Is 8 larger than 6? You betcha. So I'm going to plug it into -2x plus 10. So f of 8 is simply -2 times 8 plus 10. -2 times 8 is -16. Plus 10 is -6. You don't have to go through this whole process of showing your work. You can simply show this and then this. Now let's go on to our final example where we want to plug in -2. So if you look, when I plug in -2, I want it to be equal to -2. So the only situation that occurs is in my red piece because it's included in my domain. -2 is not smaller than -2, but -2 is -2. So everywhere I see an x, I substitute -2. So I have 1/2 times -2 minus 6. 1/2 times -2 is -1 minus 6, which is -7. Now we're going to go on to our next example where we evaluate f of x at the specified values by looking at a graph. For our first example, we want to plug in -3. So I simply go out to x is equal to -3. So I have a jump here, that's -1, -2, -3. Can't go up, so I go down, and I go to the right. This is -1. So f of -3 is -1. One second, let me erase. You should try to do the next few by yourself. Now we're going to calculate f of 0. So this is 0 right here. I'll make it blue. And I go up. And I hit 1, 2, 3. I'm going to erase my graph. And then I'm going to do f of 1. So I go out 1. I go up. And I hit 2. The reason why it's 2 and not 4 is because at 4 I have a bullet hole. Now I want to plug in -1. I'll do yellow this time. I go out to -1 and I go up 1. Now here comes a challenge question. I want to evaluate f of 5. So I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I go up. That's where I'm going to hit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And that's your final answer. So here's your next task. Work on your quiz review. The quiz review is actually being graded. It's on your Delta Math. It's only 6 questions total. Your quiz tomorrow will be 10 questions. If you have any questions, please make sure you email myself or Miss Townsend. Have a great day.